Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Brandon, also known as Branmatt, and I'm here for Game 2 in the best of 3 between TSL's HyuN, who will be spawning as our blue Zerg player up here in the top left-hand corner of Ohana, versus TSL's Revival, spawning as our red Zerg player down here in the bottom right-hand corner of Ohana. This is obviously cross-map positions, only 2 spawning locations on the map. And these 2 players, if you have not checked out Game 1 just yet, be sure to check that out first, because obviously Game 1 is a good idea to check out before you get into Game 2. Again, I do believe this is a best of 3. And both the typical Overlord Scout going out now, but yes, if you have not already, check out Game 1, then come back to Game 2, then check out Game 3. So check out all the parts in these this video series. And first, spawning pool being thrown down now for Revival. That will be thrown down at about 9 supply, so a little earlier than typical, but not a problem at all. He's just getting out that spawning pool. We did see him go for the earlier spawning pool last game. Again, spoilers, check out Game 1 if you haven't already. And the extractor now going down for him as well, and that's a fairly early extractor on 10. That might just be an extractor trick, but we'll see. Will he cancel it, or will he continue with it? HyuN throwing down a spawning pool of his own just now as well. And it does look like this extractor will be completed, so he will immediately start mining out of it as well. So he might be going for some earlier roaches or something along those lines, but definitely a lot heavier of a gas player earlier on in the game. And all of the Overlords heading out across the map, slowly waltzing their way and trying to check out everything that's going on. And HyuN will be throwing down his first hatchery now at this natural base, and will be still no Zerglings out on the field just yet for him. His spawning pool is just finishing up again a little later. And we do see Zerglings already coming out for Revival. He is again going on a very aggressive route. Already we see him rallying his Zerglings up here to the natural base, and he will probably be able to get either a force cancel or get that base killed off. At this point, we do see Zerglings are in production, 6 of them for HyuN, so he might be able to defend, but this is awfully close. Speaking that there's already Zerglings out on the field, he might be able to get some Queens of his own as well. He is pulling drones off, so he will do his best to defend this hatchery. He needs to keep this hatchery up. He will have the economic advantage over Revival as long as he can keep this hatchery and continue to produce drones. We see banelings already being produced as well. That's where the early extractor comes into play, and this baneling nest did finish up in the background while this attack was going on now. And these 2 banelings coming out, not exactly killed off, but they're still being produced. This large clumpy units looks awful yummy for these 2 banelings. This one does look like it may get killed off. No, it is defended by the Zerglings. These banelings getting awfully low on health. One does get killed off there, but does hit a unit or 2 with him. And that unit's killed off there as well. HyuN doing his best to defend this, does have a lot more Zerglings than Revival does at this point. Will push Revival out of his base, and so Revival does pull back here and will not be producing any more banelings just yet, but does have quite a few Zerglings over here at the base. And HyuN doing a very good job at defending that, but again, an awful risky play that we see here. The Creep Tumor being thrown down so he can get the creep in between the 2 bases here and be able to easily transport his Zerglings. And, HyuN chasing off Revival's Zerglings back to his base. Again, no hatchery just yet for Revival. It does look like this drone will be morphing into a hatchery very shortly, but we will have to see. He'll just be sitting there and flapping his wings. No. Yet. No. Maybe. But anyway, here's the Zerglings up here at the Xel'Naga Tower, and we do see that hatchery finally goes down. So he does get that promotion from drone to hatchery, and more Overlords coming out, scouting around. Quite a bit of Zergling spread. I don't know if this is purposely done. It probably is to prevent any sort of back attacks coming out. And does have the Overlord scouting around the base, getting his creep spread up as well. These 2 bases are up. In terms of economy, we will see that HyuN is ahead in mineral collection, and Revival is obviously ahead in gas, since there's no gas being collected just yet for HyuN, but he definitely has the economic advantage now that he was able to save that hatchery and get it up here. It did take very minimal damage, and HyuN moving out here with his Zerglings going to be causing a little bit of a pushback of these Zerglings from Revival. He might now be the one defending his own hatchery, and this hatchery could possibly go down or be canceled because there's just so many more Zerglings here than Revival's attack initially was. Now, given Revival's attack was a lot earlier, and this hatchery will be canceled. I mean, it's so close to completion, but no, it is canceled. So, wow, that is a horrible turn of event. Revival does get out 2 banelings here for defense, but that is bad for him in terms of he almost had that completed. He needs that up to catch up in economy. He does throw down another one, but just this is going to be a very uncomfortable situation for Revival, as he is just going to be so far behind in economy. If we look again, he is definitely behind in terms of mineral collection. And HyuN now just going to be popping out more creep tumors, getting out that creep spread. He is throwing down some spine crawlers of his own, so pretty much he has this base defended. An Evo chamber going down here in the front, and wow, 3 queens up here as well for a complete wall off. So this will prevent any sort of entrance by Revival, and these 2 banelings will pretty much be purposeless. Oh, these queens might be in a little bit of trouble. They will be able to transfuse each other as they do have enough energy, and this spine crawler will be able to assist out as well, but this attack could be very futile for Revival, so he will be pulling back and probably just trying to get his economy up at this point. Again, he needs this natural to finish this time, but more Zerglings coming out again. If he's able to get to this base and again destroy this hatchery, that will be so bad for Revival. He will be in a bunch of trouble. These 2 banelings might be able to assist quite a bit, but as long as these Zerglings are spread out from each other and don't take too much AoE damage, he might be a little good here, but those Zerglings, wow, just so much fewer Zerglings. He might be able to sacrifice 1 or 2 Zerglings into those banelings just to get them finished off, but these Zerglings do look like they'll be pulling off, and this natural is finished up now. We'll be able to start mining with drones here, and the economy does start to balance out now, as he did continue up drone production and has transferred quite a few drones there. But just so many more Zerglings, a bigger force for HyuN, and has had that natural for longer. He might even be able to throw up his 3rd sometime soon as well. This destructible rock will be killed off now, so it does look like, yes, he will be taking that 3rd base. Again, such a big advantage over Revival. Not saying Revival can't make a comeback at this. He was very aggressive in the earlier game and does have those banelings and Zerglings out as well. He does have his Roach Warren finished up now as well, and that's about any other tech structure that he has in his base. If we check out HyuN's base, he does have 1 Evo chamber here at the front as well as 1 in his base. That 3rd base is starting to go up now as well. These destructible rocks close to being destroyed, so we'll be able to easily transport his units in between the bases. Got his Roach Warren out as well, and these 2 Zerglings will probably be sent out by Revival to check out what's going on over here in HyuN's base, and will be quickly killed off by those multiple spine crawlers. And over here, I mean, just so much creep spread, being very diligent about his creep spread. HyuN is making sure that it will make it across the map, but wow, a ton of Zerglings, Roaches, and 2 banelings making it across the map now. So Revival taking a very aggressive stance here. So even though he is behind in economy, or was behind in economy, if we check now, he is still a little behind in economy, but it has balanced out a little bit. This will just be such a huge force, could be a lot of trouble for HyuN. We'll be heading up maybe in HyuN's base sometime soon. Just a ton of spine crawlers there and quite a few roaches for HyuN himself as well. But just a ton of damage being dealt here. Those spine crawlers will probably be finished off here unless he can transfuse those queens. Those banelings are going off. That would cause a ton of trouble as well. More Zerglings coming into the fray, and Zerglings for HyuN himself as well coming in. These queens are able to do a ton of damage. Revival might actually be pushed out here, and GG immediately leading the game. So congratulations to HyuN for taking this game number 2. Wow, just a very close game there. HyuN, Revival again taking very early aggression in this game, and HyuN able to defend it and get up a much earlier economy, continually produce units, and able to take advantage there. So again, congratulations to HyuN for taking that game against Revival. Thank you very much for watching. Again, if you have not checked out Game 1 yet, even though I kept repeating it to you, please go ahead and check out Game 1. This has been Game 2 and Game 3. Be sure to go and check that out now in this Best of 3 series. Thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already, be sure to click that subscribe button. That really helps myself, and we'll also be able to get you awesome StarCraft II replay commentaries quite often. So be sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, maybe even favorite if you enjoyed it a lot. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.